Relate this to how you view anger, which is an intense emotion that makes so many of us unhappy.
Our approach to it, I think, has some parallels to what you've described. We say that anger is a result of thinking, certain kind of thinking that implies wrongness. See? So we get angry because we pass judgment on the other person. So if I'm driving and somebody's driving in a way I don't like, and I think, what's wrong with that idiot? Don't they know any better than that? It's not that person's driving that makes me angry. It's that I'm judging them as wrong, an idiot. I'm thinking they don't have any right to drive that way. They should be punished. They deserve to suffer. It's that kind of thinking that implies wrongness and deserving of suffering. And the word should, all of those combined together, is what creates anger. So we show people that if you are angry, first of all, the worst thing I can think of is thinking that there's something wrong with you for being angry. Let's not think there's anything wrong with anger. Next, we say what I just did to you, that we help people to see that their anger is created by their thinking that implies wrongness, that the person deserves to be punished for what they're doing. Next, we teach people, don't judge yourself for thinking that way. Don't think there's something wrong for thinking that way. It'll keep the process going. The next step we teach people is...
Excuse me, that's why you say you don't have to be a saint to do this process, that it's okay if you're angry. Just give yourself some empathy. And
it's okay to be angry. How could you help but be angry? If you've been educated in the United States, you're going to spend a good deal of your life being angry, either at others or at yourself, which takes the form of depression, guilt, and shame. But it's the same thinking that causes depression, guilt, and shame that causes anger. It's just where it's directed. If it's directed outward, we're angry. If we direct it toward ourselves, we're depressed, guilty, and shame.
Because we're punishing ourselves?
Because we think that what we did was wrong. We think it was stupid. I shouldn't have done it. If you think that way about yourself, you'll feel depressed, guilt, and shame. But in a domination culture, you won't be educated to think that you feel that way. Because you've been educated, you think that you're mentally ill. So we have this destructive metaphor of mental illness, you see. Well, mental illness is not. You've just taught people to think in a way that makes them miserable. So, back to your question of anger, we teach people how to be conscious of the thinking that makes you angry. Just to see it. Just to see it. It's not what the other person did. If people follow me in my work, they'd see that it's never what other people do that make you angry. I was working with some people in Rwanda, and one of the Rwandan women had her whole family killed. I know this woman very well. She's never been angry. She has strong feelings, but not anger. Other people in her tribe are furious with her because she's not angry at the other side, you see. So it's not what others do that make you angry. It's your thinking. She doesn't think in the way that makes her angry. Her thinking leads her to use enormous energy now to try to prevent this ever happening to somebody else. If we're angry, the thinking that leads to it leads us to want vengeance and to hurt the other side. So the next step we teach people after they've identified the thinking that creates their anger, we teach them to look at the need that is being expressed through the judgmental thinking. See, we show people that all judgmental thinking is a tragic expression of a need. So we say to people, when you're angry, be conscious of the thinking that makes you that way. Next, connect with the need that's being lost through all of this judgmental thinking. As soon as they get in touch with that need, they find that they're no longer angry.
So judgmental thinking blocks us from feeling our needs or feeling anything except the anger?
It blocks us from being conscious of what need of ours isn't getting met. Our thinking is enemy image. We're thinking of the wrongness of the other person. We're not thinking of what need of ours is not getting met. When we're not in touch with our needs, we're much less likely to get our needs met. At the moment we get in touch with our needs, we cannot be angry. We'll feel scared, powerless, hurt, frustrated, sad. But those are feelings that nature put in us to mobilize us to get our needs met, not to punish others.
Now,